Only in Japan.
Welcome to Tokyo. There's a reason why I'm standing in the middle of the street. Japanese manhole covers. Yeah, it's a pretty unique topic to cover, but the more I traveled around the country making this series, the more I discovered how unique these manhole covers are. This one is Tokyo's design, a very modest cherry blossom.
Tokyo's manhole covers contain numbers that tell the location and year installed to make it easier to find in case of trouble.
Elsewhere in the world, manhole covers are just something on the street, something forgotten. But here in Japan, they're a work of art.
To get a sense of how big the Japanese manhole cover boom has become, I went to the annual Manhole Summit. Outside, manhole covers from all over Japan were on display. You can see each town's attraction and culture in each one. This year also introduced the manhole card to a packed auditorium of manholers, the term used for manhole enthusiasts. The cards are really well made, featuring the location of the manhole cover and its history and info on the back. They were even featured in the Journal of Sewage this month. The summit is all about manhole covers, and the boom is real. Goods of all kinds are on sale, selling a piece of urban art from every corner of Japan. But if I really want to become a manholer myself, I have to go out there and search them out. Sapporo. This was the first manhole I filmed a year ago when I started this adventure after the Sapporo Snow Festival. Sapporo's manhole cover features the clock tower built in 1878, a symbol of the city. On another location shoot, I found this one in Mihonoseki in Shimane Prefecture. Mihonoseki is a sleepy fishing village with a very small population, but their manholes are beautiful. It features a red snapper and the port which protects Miho Shrine. In Takamatsu on Shikoku Island, the design represents the Battle of Yashima in 1185. A samurai who chased the enemy deep into the sea on his horse. He shot an enemy's fan off the boat in a single shot, an act that was praised by both sides. His clan won the war. In Osaka, the impressive Osaka Castle with cherry blossoms looms large on the design. In Yonago City, Tottori Prefecture, a mascot with the stunning Daisen, the Mount Fuji of the East. Aomori City, the very north of Tohoku, has one of my favorites. The design represents their big summer festival, Nebuta, which I also took part in as a Haneto dancer in a past episode. In central Tottori City, the colorful Shanshan Festival umbrellas grace the design. The colors really dance off the streets like the festival itself. Nearby is the Tottori Sand Dune, which has its own sand-colored manholes. I shot Japan's largest desert episode here. Nagoya is Japan's fourth largest city and home to the Happy Water Strider design. Chiba Prefecture's Funabashi City near Tokyo is a famous port town. The design represents its local history on the sea. In Kichijoji, Tokyo, I found firefighter characters on the cover. There is a fire hydrant below ground at this spot. Saitama Prefecture has some colorful covers like this one in Misato. On a trip to Niigata Prefecture, I found Yahiko's designs very interesting. Local attractions, mountains, cherry blossoms, and its famous bicycle race. Finally, in Kodaira City is this one. It represents a peaceful life in this Tokyo suburban town. A commuter train with Mount Fuji in the distance. In color, the designs come to life, showing houses and the suburban life of Japan today. I met Ishii-san, who rode his bicycle around the country finding interesting manhole cover designs and who wrote a book on the topic. Nihon no Manhoru, or Manholes of Japan. Inside, he shows off hundreds of designs with an explanation of its history and meaning. Each one has its own story to tell. This is Ishii-san's favorite from Yaizu City, Shizuoka, with local fish and Mount Fuji in the background.
History Corner. Why do Japanese manholes have designs?
The story goes that designs were a public relations approach in the 1960s to get more people aware of the new post-war sewer systems. But Naha and Okinawa is said to have the first real artistic design in 1977. See those fish? Original locally produced designs took off in the 1980s. Now over 95% of the 1,780 municipalities in Japan have manhole cover designs. There are approximately 12,000 different manhole cover designs throughout the country, with an increasing number of hobbyists searching them out. I asked Ishii-san about that.
日本全国津々浦々少なくとも下水道あるところにはデザインマンホールありという今の日本のマンホール区がそういう状態で、特に皆さんにお伝えしたいのは大きな町だから素敵なマンホールがあるってことではなくて、地方に行くと本当にその地方町のその自慢のものが絵柄になっていることがたくさんあります。ですからかえって都会だけよりもその地方に行くとその土地の本当に文化とかその町の人の自慢とかが絵柄になってますので、そういうところを探していただくととても面白い発見ができると思いますよ。なかなか観光地を見て歩く発見だけではなくて、私何だったらマンホールだけ探す旅をもう面白いですよって実際私の旅そうですからそういう意味では楽しい旅になると思います。
Manhole Cover Casting Factory.
I visited the Nagashima Imono manhole casting plant to get an inside look on how these amazing designs are made. Nagashima-san gave me a tour around the factory. Scrap steel is melted in a big furnace. The glow is mesmerizing. It's alloyed and melted at temperatures around 3,000 degrees Celsius. Kagalite is added to remove the slag or impurities from the molten metal. Workers collect it after the carbon impurities bond with the Kagalite and remove it. Left behind is a sparkling gob of molten waste. When ready, it's poured into a transfer ladle. Workers remove more carbon impurities, cover and transfer it to the casting area where the molds are waiting. The sandshell molds are placed into boxes called flasks, then a large metal frame. The molds have risers and vents which allow gases and heat to escape. Here, the top and bottom of the mold are put together by the machine. The molten metal is poured into the mold. It takes about an hour and a half before the manhole covers are cool enough to be removed from the mold, and then placed on a vibrating grate to remove the sand from the mold. The new cover is given a few hits to break up the sand mold from the metal. It's placed on the side to cool. They're still pretty hot at this stage, and it can take a whole day before they're at room temperature. But the next stage is right here, shot blasting. The manhole covers are lifted into this reinforced box where they're shot with metal bearings that polish and strengthen the cover. They're then lifted to the finishing area where the first step is to remove any leftover molding. Next, they're moved by this musically talented machine. For sizing, where they'll be shaved down to exact measurements. The metallic dust is recycled and used again. Finally, they're coated, dried, and moved for transfer to the city, or painted for commemorative manhole covers. Nagashima Imono makes manhole covers that go all over the country. The colors on these are important for firefighters to find underground hydrants. The symbol for water, mizu, is in the middle. Painting a manhole is like paint by numbers. You have to mix the colors to get the right shade. Here's a manhole from Shiroishi City in Miyagi Prefecture. Shiroishi Castle was founded in the 14th century, demolished in 1875, then rebuilt in 1995, now a symbol of pride for the city. The blue paint will become the sky. It's important for the manhole to be painted perfectly. One mistake and it has to be redone. It takes 24 hours for the paint to dry. Newer manhole covers may have a lovely plastic printed finish, but to me, the painted commemorative manholes are just simply more stunning. They're also pretty heavy. They can weigh as much as 50 kilograms. I tried to pick one up.
They're really heavy. It's about 50 kilograms per manhole cover. Yeah! Manhole! Hola!
They're also important property of a Japanese municipality somewhere, so take care. Nagashima Imono has been making manhole covers since 1945. I asked him how they got into this business.
戦後の復興ということで、これから下水道をたくさん整備するんだろうという、予想をもとにマンホールの蓋を、作るようになりました。マンホールの蓋、特に下水の蓋というものがうんこの蓋ということでかなり下に見られていたということもあって後から参入をしてもやらせてもらうことができたというふうに聞いてます。
そうだよね。だから下水ちょっと汚いところ、
はい、
マンホールカバーきれいだったらちょっと
そうですね、はい、それでイメージをアップできればということで、はい、やってます。
Once considered the lowest form of art, Japanese manhole designs are booming. Art collectors everywhere take notice. Canvas is nice, but metal is forever. Wherever there are underground pipes, there'll be manhole covers.
When you come to Japan, don't just look up at those bright neon signs. Look down. You might just discover a work of art and something that is truly only in Japan.
Next time, I travel to Aomori Airport where they've never had a snow delay. The crew is called White Impulse, and they remove the snow from the runway like a machine ballet. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button and watch another one of Only in Japan's shows. See you next time. Mata ne.